ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, what they say, scallywags, tipper toppers, shackards, anybody who's listening to that guy sleeping under the bridge. We're your favorite sports media podcast. This is the Bold Prediction Sports Media Podcast. He's Mr. KC from the 813. I'm that dude with the beard, and we coming at you with NFL week 9 action. And last week, man, got crazy, topsy turvy to say the
Man,
least.
man, you ain't lying. Some people got fired. We've seen Josh McDaniels get fired today. We've seen
Hmm.
people get traded. 49ers out here picking up some defensive linemen. It's just a wild little week.
Man, and you would think they have enough linemen, all the trades and stuff. That's all they seem like they trade for is linemen, and it seems they just can't find the right mix. So, I wonder what's going on there in 49er land while the implosion happens, just like somebody said it would happen when. But anyway, enough about their struggles. Shout out to Frank though at the cinema store. Um, Dude, the most unexpected was the week 8 loss to the Denver Broncos by the Kansas City Chiefs. And I know you can't win them all, but they were sure looking like you could. And that's probably the most shocking win of the weekend, I would say. I think everything else is kind of like, oh, you almost expected, almost borderline. But that win by the Broncos, they won their Super Bowl. Now they'll fall back to mediocrity, and it's done.
Yeah, there was a. I mean, I thought the Panthers over the Texans was slightly upsettish. That was kind of not really expected. And
Hmm.
then I'd kind of look at like the Vikings being able to pull it off. That Jets Giants game was wild. It was crazy to see. I mean, they took it to overtime, missed field goal in overtime, everything you can ask for in a football game. And the Jets somehow, some way pulled it off.
That they did. They are a resilient bunch. We've been saying it all year, and they're keeping their playoff hopes alive. Quite frankly, uh, dude, it's exciting to see. We'll see what happens, man. This thing is getting tight out there out east.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, the NFC East is just a juggernaut of a division as itself. And then, I mean, the NFC's been slightly tough this year. A little competitive.
Seemingly so, especially more than in years past. We're seeing a lot more teams that actually look pretty viable. But like I said, I pretty much credit a lot of that to the rise of the Seahawks. And like I said, all they had to do was get rid of Russell Wilson to turn that program around. And it's just astonishing to me what they're doing out there. It's my Super Bowl pick. Well, I look at them, even Detroit, even the Lions was, I mean, not the Lions, but even the Rams was resurging. But now that Stafford's hurt again, maybe we'll have to see what happens there. Like I said, the Falcons are still in it. They're replacing Ritter with my boy Kurt Heineke. So we about to see what happens with that dude. These dudes might start balling out, man. So, dude,
Yeah,
it's
this
exciting.
has kind of been the week of a quarterback carousel. If you look around the league, I mean, with Kirk Thuggins going down, they
Right. Go
traded for
get Dobbs.
Dobbs, which
Which
I
was
thought was
surprising. Yeah,
yeah,
but
yeah, not who I would have actually probably have gone after, but I mean, he showed he's serviceable, so it'll
right.
be interesting to see how that experiment goes down.
Yeah, 'cause I mean, you're going inevitably to a better team, better offense. He'll get to play with Justin Jefferson some, kind of help build his portfolio so where he can get him another backup job somewhere else, or maybe stay in house. Who knows? Kirk
Mhm.
Cousins come back, they give him another deal, especially off of ACL. They're not going to just not re-sign him. I mean, it will that kind of thing is sticky. It's hard to see when a quarterback go down in
Mm.
his last year. It's hard for them not to almost re-sign him. You would think it'd be the other way around, like, oh yeah, we can get rid of him now, la, 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 but you got to get hurt in the season. You know what I mean? Like, and it's got to be somewhere in San Francisco for you to lose your job. So I'm
Oh.
thinking, you're pretty secure in Minnesota. I think Kirk Duggins, Kirko Chains will be back, if not on like on a 3 year short triad deal. but if not a 1 to 2, but still substantial.
I mean, I could see it happening. It's hard to move on when you got steady Eddie. It's you're gonna at
Because you
least win
could get a
some
lot
games.
worse.
You can
Right.
get worse, and it
Right.
does go. I mean, you definitely get better. There is so
Right.
much better than Kirk Cousins out there in the league, but there's maybe even more worse out there.
Because yeah, I don't know too many better that you can actually acquire. That's what I'm looking at. The
And that
better
is a
guys are
hard.
sold. Yeah, I'm saying the better guys are sold up. But dude, when you start to get to that bottom half of the top 10, you're like, can I really afford to go outside the top 10 and still remain viable? I don't know. I just don't know.
Yeah, it's a tough one to really see, and it's just wild. I mean, we talked about it just briefly with Heineke taking over, but that's not the only guy. Jimmy Garoppolo has
Oh
now
yeah.
been benched. Out
Bye.
there in Raiders when they fired Josh, they they got rid of Josh McDaniels. They got rid of the offensive coordinator. They got rid of the quarterback. They're just trying to clean house, and they traded away nobody. They
Right.
did nothing to attempt to make the team better for next year, but definitely
They're all gonna be in that Caleb Williams hunt. He gonna mess around and
trying
be a
to.
Raider. Didn't you say he wanted to be a Bronco or
It
something
was on
like
the
that?
list. Yeah, I think it was on the list. Yeah,
Well, I
of
guess he can.
possibilities.
He'll settle for Vegas, I'm sure.
I mean, it's I'd go to. I mean, it's not a bad landing spot. It's better than Oakland.
Yeah.
If I had to choose the city, I could see at least some appeal to it. You
Right.
know,
Right.
biggest
Outside the
guy in
team.
the desert.
Yeah. I'm just waiting for Max Crosby to become available so he can finally come to Kansas City where he want to be, and
Ooh,
we can get that. We can finally get that guy on the edge that we've been looking for.
that would
Besides
be
my boy
nice.
Mike Dana,
It
apparently.
would absolutely would be fantastic. Does it
That'd be
get much
super.
better than that?
No,
Right?
dude, I would love it, dude. That would be the most amazing move that they could make. But we'll see. Brett Veach doesn't like to trade, and when he does, he trades for mediocrity. So that's just how it goes in Kansas City. This cloud's been over us for a long time. He won't go get a premium receiver in a draft. He'll draft a 5'8" route runner who can't catch about five
Yeah.
years in a row. I mean, I don't know how many times you got to draft short guys who are supposed to be speedy but can't catch. Like we've been going through the same motion for a long time, and it's frustrating because you look at all these other receivers we could have had. You know what I mean? And how
Yes.
they're balling everywhere else they're at, and it just makes you think like, why are they leaving skilled players positions in this man's hands? But that's a whole nother story.
It's a real I mean, it becomes a question. And the biggest problem is the drops. It hurts to see when you got a guy that's, you know, hitting the target, putting the ball where it's supposed to be, and magically, these guys that have spent their whole life catching the football just can't get it done. And it doesn't make any sense.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I don't understand. Like, I understand this thing is a fast paced kind of sport, but we've all played football, all played at different speeds, whatever, whatever. One thing remains the same: you catch the ball. You're a receiver, you
Yeah.
catch the ball. It hits you in the hands, more than likely you should have caught it. Like the only thing that's excusable to me if it's a fingertip grazer. Like that's the only thing where you're physically unable to grab the ball. But if it
Right.
hits you anywhere in these mid phalanges down to the palm, that thing should be caught. Like this is really no excuse.
Yeah,
And
and that's the rule we were taught as kids. And you would think, by the time you become a pro, it's just,
it's
you know,
nature. It should
yeah,
be as easy as breathing.
oof, but it's
But
not.
it's not. Like I
It's
said,
easy as
Andy
breathing
Reid,
underwater.
right?
You know,
And Andy Reid tried to make do with what he got, and he's defending Sky Morris, dropping the end zone. He was like, "Well, yeah, blah blah blah." Either way, 'cause it's all blah 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 blah. Because the ball hit him in his hand. Every angle you seen, especially that back angle, the ball was still dang there in his hand. Rasheed Rice, another one. Like I know these dudes are young, but all you do is play wide receiver. It's all you've been doing the last 18 years of your life, pretty much.
Yeah, and that's the roughest part is knowing that Rice is like the highlight too. It's not even just
Man,
that is the cream of the crop. And he is actually putting up numbers that suggest he will become an elite wide receiver, which is pretty wild to think about. If he can hit that 500-yard mark this rookie season, it's he's
well,
going to
he's
have a
almost
career.
there. He's not too
He's,
far off.
he's
If he could
working on it.
just catch the ball, he'd be 1,000 yard receiver rookie.
Mm. Mm.
Just as simple as that. If you just catch the ball.
That's it's rough to think about, ain't it?
Like, dude, yeah. So I'm surprised. Well, I'm not surprised we didn't see any trades, but an MVS trade would have made the most sense to me. And a Sky Moore package probably. Dude, I, I've been on record saying it for 2 years now. I believe this Sky Moore experiment is over. I think it's done. Like, there's literally nothing he can do for us, and I say that with the most respect because I really should be dogging this man. He can't kick return. Found that out the hard way. He can't punt return. Found that out the hard way. We already knew he can't catch, and it's like he don't get no separation. Like he should be a running back. Maybe I don't know. Maybe he needs to
Uh,
gain 60 pounds and be a running back because at this point there is nothing I can positively say about him except for he's a good blocker. I'll give him that every now and then. He springs a good block, but you can't even do your job.
yeah, and the roughest part about that conversation is there's a bunch of other guys on the roster, but they're not better. They're not better than Sky Moore, and that's the roughest part. You
Except for
know,
Watson.
yeah, Watson, and the most people were questioning why he was even on this team, and he's out here legitimately our best passing option
Yeah,
in all reality.
yeah. He seemed like he's the only one who knows how to catch.
Yeah, just the basic. He has the basic ability. Of just if you throw him the ball, he's going to put it in his hands, which is
Man,
you don't have to ask for a lot. But jeez,
yeah. But we're gonna see, man. Especially if we have Super Bowl aspirations again this year. They're trying to go back to back. Granted, we're 6-2. We still look good, but dude, we should be 8-0 right now. Like we shouldn't have lost to the dang Lions, and we dang sure shouldn't have lost to the Broncos. It don't even
yeah,
sound right saying it. Like
yeah,
Andy
and
Reid has got to sit down with Veach, like, dude, get me some help, man. Like if this all ain't a grand plan, you've been scheming for years to try to get Marvin Harrison Jr. I don't know what you're doing. Like I don't know what what is going on. These culmination of picks, you get all these bodies. Half the dudes never make the team. Like I said, Cornell Powell still on the practice squad, but he was supposed to be the receiver of the future. Why is he even still on the
mhm.
practice squad? He never plays.
And not even really a hope to play. There's he's not making the field
So
unless it's like a complete disaster situation, and then we're
it
it,
seems like the only thing he hit on is, like I said, really the only picks he really hit on Trey Smith, Creed Humphrey, Nick Bolton, and I guess
yeah,
maybe L'Jarius Sneed
possibly uh Duffy.
and McDuffie.
Look,
McDuffie's
yeah,
good. Yeah,
yeah, the Duff man's pretty solid, and Duff man's the only one that's a premium skilled position player that he's drafted well. He's
hmm
kind of, but it's hard for me to put that in there because he just drafts cornerbacks well. If you
right,
look at like, from the seventh round, we were drafting cornerbacks that made it and were starting in the Super Bowl. I'm not
right,
worried about him drafting a cornerback. That's the only reason why I didn't like the McDuffie pick. Is because I'm like, what's the point of drafting a first round guy if you just always hit on a cornerback? Like,
right.
what do we? This is not what we need you to be out here doing for us. We need someone that can catch the ball, and we need you to draft someone that can sack the quarterback. And it's
Man,
been
that's all.
that's
That's
all.
it.
And he's can't really do either one of them.
He can't.
Both
His defensive line choices are terrible. Like I said, I like Karloff. I'm glad he's getting pressed stuff now. But dude, there's no reason why you shouldn't have made the move and got Aiden Hutchinson. There's no reason
yeah,
why you, like I said, think about the moves in the past. I still think about Breland Speaks. I'm like, bro, you draft these guys who they're like, I call them Tebows or Reggie Bushes. Like they're okay, and half of these dudes were only okay in college. And
right.
you go and you spend our second round pick, third round pick on these dudes, and they pan out to be absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
And it hurts even more when it's that first round. And I get it. Look, we can't really hate on them too much. That late in the draft, it is hard to find an elite defensive lineman.
I
But you could have took that McDuffie pick and packaged it with the Karlaftis and got you an Adrian Hutchinson. And
man,
I like Duffy, but I guarantee you there's some fourth round guy that they
would
could
have
have
been
plugged
just
and
fine
played
right there
just fine.
because we have pressure on the edge now. You can
Yeah.
almost put anybody there because that pressure is making up for inadequate coverage, if
Yeah.
anything.
And that's why they're not going to be able to get away from Chris Jones, is
Mm.
because they have not found that defensive end at the very minimum. One of them they can step up and be a double digit sack guy. And if you just can't give up your one guy that gives up sacks and causes pressure. And that's why we're going to see Chris Jones on this team next year.
Yeah, more than likely. And we're gonna lose some key pieces just because we're gonna have to keep him. Uh, I,
Well, I mean, MVS alone is the you get rid of him and give him the money to Chris, and that evens it out. You
well,
know
we
what I mean?
still got to
So
pay Nick Bolton. You got to pay Willie Gay, Legarius Sneed. You know, there's
the
people
only the
coming up.
only I'm paying Bolton. And that's it. That's the only guy besides Jones that I feel like we just got to make sure we keep.
Okay,
I feel like
Sneed
Willie
can
Gay
go, huh?
sneak. Oh, absolutely. He's in that cornerback conversation. What am
Ooh.
I paying a cornerback for if I can look at Travarius Ward and look what he was an undrafted guy. Like they
Mhm.
don't you ain't even got to draft someone. You ain't got to use a draft pick. We can find Billy Joe Jean off the street and magically I'd be out there. I'd be the only white cornerback in the league all of a sudden, and they would do just fine. It would make absolute no sense. They'd scheme it up, and somehow I'm one on one with Tyreek. And don't even know how I shut him down. But
Oh no!
apparently that slap to the face, was enough to throw off his timing or something.
Good night.
Now you know I'm talking wild if I'm talking about defending Tyreek Hill.
Yeah. So
We're getting
there's
nuts
that.
out here.
Well, folks, there you have it. Let's go ahead and dive on into these picks, man. Week 9 matchups. Let's get this train rolling. Who we got on the slate first?
Yeah, we both had killer weeks last week. Nice 10-6. We take those nice 10-6ers when we get them. So
Yeah.
that's why I like to. That's like my floor where I like to be. But our prime time bowl game is kind of it's another one of those toilet bowls that Amazon loves to show. And that's the Titans at the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Man, I don't know if it's the toilet bowl anymore. The Titans are winning. Uh, well, Mitch Trubisky had to play, so I guess it is a toilet bowl situation now since
Well,
Kenny
I don't
Pickett's
know.
not playing.
You're right. We forgot to mention when we were talking about cornerback changeups, Will Levis starting for the Titans, four tutties, four touchdowns.
Yeah, he sure did. Um, but they're trash. I mean, the team they played was trash. So it's just all trash situation. And this is another situation where, because I think Mr. Trubisky's going to play, so I'm going
Mm.
to give the win to the Titans.
Yeah, if Mitch is playing, let's ride that Titans train together. Let's
Yeah, with the
Will
Titans.
Levis might be a new little powerhouse that no one ever thought would be coming.
Oh, hopefully, let's see something.
All right. Well, the next game on the list is the early morning game. You got to wake up early for Chiefs fans
Man.
as the Miami Dolphins play at Kansas City Chiefs in Deutschland. They will be in Germany. Viva la Deutschland.
Yeah, and this is actually a harder game for me to pick than what I was thought it was gonna be. Is what I would say if I was an unsure man. It's the Kansas City Chiefs winning this game, and it's almost like a revenge game. And the Dolphins didn't even do nothing to them. But if they don't come out blazing and firing this game, we'll have to start considering um, some changes. I would say,
Mm.
as far as personnel goes. But I'm definitely going with the Chiefs, without a doubt.
Yeah, I'm with you on the Chiefs. Look, this is a 8, 9 hour plane ride to Germany. They will be playing in Frankfurt, which is a very large city in Germany. If you are a Chiefs fan going to the game, please make sure to drink a Hefeweizen for me. I'm someone that has lived in Germany for a few years, and it's a good time. Unfortunately, these guys are playing games, so they can't really go out and, you know, visit Germany. But it's a tough week of travel, and I'm still going to go Kansas City, but this is going to be a tough game. But we'll get to see what Tyreek Hill has in plans. It'd be great for the little reunite him, to the team that he wishes he was on.
Right, because we're gonna see, and what Willie Gay's hurt too, and uh, Bolton. So that middle is gonna be besides Tranquil, I guess. So we're gonna see what happens. I remember they signed Harris back to the team, but my thing is, you go and get these guys that you didn't think that you needed no more. I hate going to get people who used to play for the team unless they were actually viable pieces. Because if
Mm.
anything, you should have went and got Carlos Dunlap back a long time ago. Like I said, it just the moves that Kansas City makes, they're just baffling to me. But I guess we'll see what happens.
Yeah, it does feel a little less all in this year, which is kind of wild. I kind of like striking when the hammer's hot, so to speak, or whatnot, and feels
Yeah,
risky if that's what we're actually doing.
yeah.
All right, now we got a game of backup quarterbacks. We have the Vikings playing the Falcons in Atlanta.
And this was a game that I believe I picked the Falcons to win at home in the preseason, and I'm going to stick with that pick here, especially because Kirk Thuggins isn't playing. And Dobbs might need time to get adjusted, or he might come in balling. I don't know,
I
but
don't think I don't think they're actually starting Dobbs this week even. So it's actually like a third string backup kind of situation now.
Oh, I was reading a report. They saying that he wasn't ready either. So I don't know what they're going to do at quarterback. Then it just makes this even more of a mystery for me as far as what they're going to do. But the Falcons win. Heineke, I'm
Yeah,
going
and I
with.
feel better about Heineke too. I'm right there with you with the Falcons. I think Heineke he almost should have started the season even with the Falcons. So I don't blame them for trying. You got to see what you got, but I kind of already thought we already seen what you had, so it's kind of interesting to see him doubling down there.
Hmm. Got to do it. Got to try it. Got to give it the old college try. They don't want a Trey Lance situation. Don't even give the dude a shot.
Right. Next on the list, we have the Bears at the Saints.
And I'm going with the Saints in this game. I'm just totally off the Bears wagon right now as far as what they're doing with the team. Fields is hurt. It's just too much going on. Like I said, we knew they were going to be building, but we thought it looked better than this. So
Yeah, and if Fields was playing, I might be a little bit more leaning towards picking the Bears. I, I think I might have even. I don't think I picked him preseason, but let's stick with the Saints. Let's keep it going. We got the same picks so far. Very exciting show. It's not very often this happens either.
no, not usually.
Ooh, now this is a dumpster fire. We've got the Rams at the Green Bay Packers.
and this will be the last time I do it. I'm gonna pick Green Bay. If they don't win this game because Matthew Stafford's not playing, I don't know what else to say at that point. This is the last time I pick the pack if they lose.
And this might be the first time I picked the Packs. I don't think I've picked them all season, and this feels like a must-win game for them, even though their season's over. There's no reason to even, win it. You actually, if you're a Packers fan, you should be rooting for them to lose this game, but you're not going to do that, obviously.
Hmm,
But it would be a little more helpful to what they're doing, but
right.
it is what it is.
Yeah, because
Next
I
on
don't
the
see it going
list,
any other way right now. Mm, mm, mm.
yeah, it's got to be right. Like it just feels like a Packers game. Next on the list, we have the Commanders versus the Patriots.
Um, Commanders. The Pats
Really?
are done. They are officially done. They are in the Caleb Williams hunt, and he'll
That's
probably be
wild
the
because
quarterback next year.
I'm actually going with the Patriots. The Commanders just traded away their entire defensive line. They have no offensive line. There's just not a lot going on for the Commanders. They folded. They folded quick, and it feels almost like a typical Washington Commanders season. If you want to be honest.
Yeah, it has been strange. At the same time, though, the Patriots really hasn't shown too much by the way of wanting to win games.
Not
So
much.
I would be remiss to pick them, especially after I've been picking them all year. I'm going Commanders. I got to.
Hey, hey, we said it
I
last week. You
refuse.
are not afraid to pick the Commanders.
Right.
Next on the list, this is a good must watch. This is probably the game I'm going to be watching in the afternoon or the 1 o'clock early games is going to be the Seattle Seahawks at the Baltimore Ravens.
Yes, sir. And you want to talk about the bird matchup that I've been waiting for, the slobber knocker of the birds. And there's just one bird that's going to fly a little higher, and it's going to be that Seahawk. They beat the Ravens this weekend. Geno Smith and the boys get the job done on their road to the Super Bowl. Seahawks.
Mm, that ain't no lie. Yeah, let's. Oh man, this is a tough one for me. I'm actually gonna go with the Ravens. Lamar Jackson is just having a monstrous season, like we kind of predicted he would. Nice little bounce back year for him. I like the Ravens in this one. But it
I don't
feels like
blame you, dude. I don't blame you. It's
this
a,
this this is a good benchmark for the Seahawks. This will tell me a lot about what's going to happen to the Seahawks in this
and
week.
especially if they win it. And that's
Yeah,
what I'm saying. They got it. If they can beat the Ravens, they can beat any team in the NFC. Especially, I already think they're all. We've talked about it already. I already think they're really legit. Honestly, probably the best team in the NFC. But for argument's sake, I give it to the Eagles for
right.
better record, more talent. It seemed like on paper and on the team. But after that, dude, the Niners have proved my point. The Cowboys are always just the Cowboys. And who else is there besides the Seahawks? Like I said, like when you really look at the picture.
The Giants. No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
Man,
We know that's not true.
right.
Oh man, I mean, yeah, I mean, if you look at it, the Ravens probably are on par with every elite team in the NFC except for maybe Philly. I think Philly has a more complete roster at the minimum
Mm.
and a almost equivalent quarterback. Jalen Hurts is right up there with Lamar Hunt to me.
Uh,
One or
like I
two
said,
behind, a couple steps behind. I'd take
t-
Lamar before I took Jalen, but if you pick Jalen instead of Lamar, I'd only look at you a little funny.
right, because how do you not pick the unanimous MVP in any situation unless Patrick Mahomes is on the table? I don't know. So,
I yeah.
I, in almost any situation, I'm taking Lamar. Like honestly.
Yeah, and he is one of the most underrated, and it's wild to say, quarterbacks in the league.
Man.
So I'm right there with you.
Yes.
Next on the list, we are talking about the 813, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers,
Tap.
going into Houston to play the Texans.
And this will be a Texans win. Because after I picked the Bucks last week, I said I'm not
Mm.
doing it again. We're going Texans for the win. CJ Stroud gets another one.
Look, after the Panthers beat the Texans, I think anybody can. Give me the Buccaneers. Give me Baker Mayfield, little fighting Baker, little Mike Evans action. Like, phew.
Baker didn't have no fight last week. So
No,
there's
no, there
that.
was no, there was no, no fight there.
Right. So the Carolina Panthers, they earned that win.
And the next game on the list, we have the Arizona Cardinals
Ooh, dumpster.
facing the Cleveland Browns.
I knew it. It was gonna be a trail trash turner. Then the cards, I might, man. If they didn't just trade Dobbs, I'd pick the Cardinals. I swear to God, I would.
Right? I believe you.
Oh, I swear.
They did, and Kyler Murray's
Oh,
not back quite yet. So
oh. So I have no idea who's playing. Who's playing?
I don't know the
Good
quarterback's name. I
night.
could not. I'm look, folks. I'm pretty talented. I could tell you most players on most rosters, but the third string quarterback of the Arizona Cardinals, I will never, ever, ever know your name
I gotta
ever.
find out. I have got to look real quick.
Yeah, it is a question, and I feel bad because you're a much more accomplished athlete than I've ever dreamed of being. Even like I'd love to be a third string quarterback, but I just, no one has your football card except for your mother and your ex girlfriend from high school that's now fat. Like, just it's just not happening.
They're gonna start rookie Clayton Tune.
Hey,
Hey,
tune time,
Clayton. Man, that's what I'm gonna say. It might be tune time, man. Let me
man.
see. What you looking like? Can I see some collegics? He's fired up. He's ready to go. Said, okay. He, huh?
I
Hey,
mean, I'd be
man.
fired up.
Give me the Cardinals, man. I just refuse to pick. I hate the Browns. I just hate the Browns so much. No, I'm gonna pick the Browns. I need to pad
Hey,
my win
this is just one
losses.
of those picks we almost need a. If we put an asterisk around picks like these, and then like your Bills
Man,
picks, I feel like your winning percentage would go up like
I'm trying
20%
to tell.
on the
I'm
end of the
trying to
season.
tell
Like
you.
the losses you take are like the fundamental, like I said I don't like the Cleveland Browns, so therefore I will take every loss that they win this year. Like with
Man,
a smile on my face. So
man.
I'll shout you out. I mean, that's bold taking the Cardinals over the Browns.
Yeah, dude. I'm gonna stick with myself. I'm going with the cards, man. We can asterisk it
It's
or
tune
whatever we
time.
gotta do.
Got
I'm going with
you
the
get your new
cards.
quarterback. Yeah, you ready to go.
It's tune time. We going to Tune Town. Somebody call them up. Somebody get the Bugs Bunny. Somebody call Roger Rabbit. Everybody.
Mm. I hope you win that one.
I do
All right.
too. I do too. Oh, 'cause is Deshaun even playing? You want to talk
I
about
don't. I don't know. I don't
fleecing
think
the
it
system?
matters for the Cardinals, but
Talking about
uh,
fleecing the system. No, it won't matter. But dude, Deshaun Watson should be a lazy man's hero. You want to talk
yeah,
about getting over? Good
yeah,
night.
yeah.
Anyway,
Stroke of luck, as they call it.
yeah.
We next game on the list, we have the Indianapolis Colts facing the I can't believe they won Carolina Panthers.
Well, they ain't gonna win this weekend. It's Colts all day.
You sure? I'm actually going Panthers on this one.
Colts
It's
up. Let
you
them
got to
take over.
remember. You said Uncle Rico's got 8 weeks. We are on week 9. Like I just
Yeah,
don't see it.
but like I said, of actual playtime, no. Remember, he ain't hit his week 8
Mm,
yet in playtime. That comes after this week.
Oh, this is the last good chance, huh?
Yeah, this is it. This is the last time to throw that football quarter mile.
Mm.
So let's see.
I think those prepaid minutes ran out a little quicker than we had expected them to. You know what I mean?
Man,
Uh,
I'm going with Uncle Rico though. I got to, because I refuse to pick the Panthers. So there's that.
all right, another fan favorite game on the list. We have the New York Giants playing the Las Vegas Raiders.
And as tradition, because I am a man of my word, I said I will never pick the Raiders again. And I am not picking the Raiders. I will pick the Giants as I would have any other time anyway, because I am a semi fan. Football is definitely better when the Giants are good. I'll stick by my statement. Um, yeah, and I was about to say Teddy Bridgewater,
You
but they're almost comparable. But dang, what is that? I just forgot it that quick. Anyway,
thinking
the
Tyrod
quarterback,
Taylor or something?
Tyrod Taylor. Yes, sir. I'd
I think
rather have
Vanilla Vic's
Tyrod
back
Taylor.
this. I think we're getting Vanilla Vic back.
Ooh, don't play with me because I ain't seen their updates yet. Hold on, let me type that in. Vanilla. I mean, well, like I was about to type Vanilla Vic, like he was gonna be.
Vanilla Vic, right? You Google. Please pull up Vanilla Vic stats. Siri
Man,
says she doesn't understand who Vanilla Vic is. Tell her to Google bold predictions. But yeah, I'm with you. I'm picking the Giants. Uh, one of our
oh
fans.
yeah, and he might be playing. He is practicing. So yeah, either way, I'm going to Giants. Better quarterback in either situation. So
Yeah, yeah. In reality, even with Tyrod Taylor, you are in a
right.
better situation. The Raiders and Teacher Talking Sports is kind of afraid of this pick. A fan of ours, he's and make sure you check out his channel. He's afraid because he goes off of that. The new head coach always gets that first win. That upset, that hoorah, team morale. And
Not
if they were
tonight.
keeping Jimmy G, I'd be a little bit more afraid of it. But
Right.
with them benching Jimmy G, give me the Giants. Come on now.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Either situation, you got the better quarterback playing, and the Giants seem to have found the run game a little more. Um, Once Vanilla Vic get out there and get his legs rolling, it's a wrap. Yeah, we're going with the Giants.
Another NFC East fireworks matchup. This is kind of decide who wins the division game, decide who gets NFC home court or home field advantage in the playoffs kind of game. We have the Dallas Cowboys playing the Philadelphia Eagles in Philly.
And in this game, I'm gonna go with the Cowboys because I really want them to win this game. Because if you put another loss on that Eagles record, it opens up the door for the Seahawks to really become the number one seed, like I
Mm.
planned. So, Cowboys, do your job, man. Stop this brotherly shove BS. Dak, get your foot out your throat and start throwing touchdowns instead of picks, man. Let's
Well,
go. I'm going with the boys.
you know me, I like to lean on the superior quarterback. Who's the better quarterback? It's who I like to pick. It's kind of how
Oh
I like
no.
to
Because you like
lean.
the boys. You like
So
the
I do kind of like the boys. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna front on them.
boys.
I've shouted out them boys enough times in my life that you can't say I completely hate you.
Right.
But I'm gonna pick Jalen Hurts over Dak Prescott every day of the week. The 92 percenters are out here getting the little brotherly love, running quarterback sneaks at a unbelievable pace. Like I didn't even know there was that many opportunities to run it like that. But if it's third down and 5, they're gonna run it. Quarterback sneak, get that 5 yards. They call it good. Don't make no
Man,
sense.
it really don't. Uh yeah, anyway, didn't work in the Super Bowl though, but at least, it's a regular season tool that benefits them well.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely.
But I don't think it's gonna do enough against them boys this weekend. I need the Cowboys to win so the Seahawks can fly on in.
Yeah, and I think that might be the afternoon game that I'll be watching. I think so.
Yeah. We might need to do a little watchers for that one. We'll
Yeah,
see.
we might have to do we might have to schedule something for that. I like that Cowboys Eagles.
That
I like
would
that
be the
afternoon.
only game looking after just looking at the schedule. That's literally unless we're gonna watch the Seahawks and Ravens. I'm like
Yeah.
I said, yeah, them the only two games that are really calling to me.
Well, this Sunday night football game has possibilities.
Oh, let's
You
talk
know, we
about
like
it.
Sunday night football. We
I'll
have
be
the
waiting all day.
yeah, waiting all night for Sunday night. You know,
Mm,
it's what it is. And this is a banger. This is, we were just talking about NFC matchups.
hmm
Now, this isn't going to get you first place in the AFC because that spot's already taken.
Arrowhead
But that
for sure.
runner-up spot is up for grabs, and
It
this is
is.
kind of game to decide it. We have the Bills at the Bengals.
Whew. And you want to talk about two teams that I hope lose every game all the
Mm,
time? If
yeah.
I can't get a tie out of this, give the win to Cincinnati because anybody but you, Josh. Anybody.
Mm,
Anybody but you,
any
Josh.
anybody but
Anybody but you, Josh.
well, my only
Because,
problem with that is I like to say the same thing about Joe. Like anybody but you, Joe. Anyone but you, Mister
but
Burrows.
you know the metric you like to give Joe Burrow and Josh Allen.
Hmm.
They beat Pat once, but Burrow did it 3 times in a row and went to the Super Bowl. You got to give him the edge because Josh Allen has done absolutely, and I do mean positively, Nothing.
Mm, mm.
And if I'm lying, just tell me so, Mr. Casey. But you've been
I,
watching
I
like me.
I'll tell you when you lie. You know I will. I'm not shy.
Yeah,
I'll call you
right,
out. Look, we don't front for friends. Like we
mm,
call each other just me and you talking. You know,
right.
there ain't no one else here. Well, I mean, we do
Right
have a
there.
bunch of people shout out on Rumble and
Shout
YouTube
out
and
to Rumble.
Facebook, but
Yeah,
uh,
exactly. But still,
but still, it's just us. They're not talking.
right. And there's not a day out the week where I would wake up and be like, man, Josh Allen better than Joe Burrow. I would just never do it because it would I would be lying.
Mm,
I would be a liar. Like I
mm,
said, I don't, and I don't even view Josh Allen's not even a top 5 quarterback, and I've been on record saying it all the time because he's not. Like I mean, just if you look at the body,
I've heard it.
I keep telling you, bro, and a lot of people will disagree with me. I will take Kirk Cousins before I take Josh Allen.
Mm,
Josh Allen, Kirk Cousins' numbers is better. They're light
mm.
years better. He gets
Are they?
more wins. Like what? There's really nothing to even argue about. Because I mean, what you gonna pull up playoffs? Because they both ain't getting it done. If you want to call if you want to call
Uh,
a spade when you get to that
uh,
point.
right. Not a whole lot going
But
on up there in
but at least I
Buffalo.
want to get the dude who I know is gonna come in and probably throw for almost 300 yards and not roller coaster Allen. Maybe I'm getting 150 and 4 fumbles to get today. Who knows what I'm getting?
Yeah. And folks, make sure you keep your eyes out. Eventually, we will be dropping merchandise, and one of the T-shirts will be Josh Allen's not top five, and
hmm
there'll be another one that says Dak Prescott's not top 10, and we'll
I
just
can
sell
live
them
with
out.
that. I can live
Mm,
with that. But on the Josh Allen one, we got to put a picture of him on the roller coaster, like I said, with his arms up. Roller coaster Allen. We got to roller coaster Allen. I keep
mm.
telling you. And then we need to come out with a meme of Philip Rivers holding a baby that looked like Josh Allen. Say, have you met my son? Because
Oh
that's who he is, man. If we've ever seen
well,
a reincarnation of quarterback, this dude is Philip Rivers, dude. And it's just no doubt in my mind.
uh,
They wanted him to be Big Ben, rumbling, bumbling, can throw the ball, become a champion. No. You get Philip Rivers, sucker.
mm. He does almost have that Big Ben play style, but not.
They want him to have it
But
so bad, but he's not a
he's count.
shooter. Big Ben
Yeah,
he was a sniper, even on the bro.
in his
Big Ben was
early
that
days.
he's the reason why I hated Pittsburgh because he was an absolute beast.
I hated him because You couldn't tackle him for
That's
whatever
what I'm
reason.
saying. You couldn't tackle him. Then he'll scramble for 25, and it'll be the ugliest scramble in the world, but could nobody stop him?
Yeah, at least Josh Allen, he can run he can legit run. He's
He
got
can
some
run.
legs
He
to him.
ain't no Vanilla
Yeah,
Vic, but he can
but he,
run.
yeah,
Yeah.
but that lightness on his feet that allows him to run is the same reason he can't shake off a defensive end
Thank
like Ben
you.
Big.
Thank you. Because
Like it's
Big
just
Ben, you say, yeah, I ain't shifty. I make one cut and I'm upfield, and everybody's just falling off me as I'm running. Like,
yeah,
dude,
he's like
he
Shifty. I'm running
he
you
trained
over.
he trained under Jerome Bettis.
Right.
Big Ben knew how to run.
You're shifting. I'm lowering the shoulder. What? Who's
That-
really winning
That's
here?
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. We are not the same. I'm not running away from nobody. I'm running through everything on the way to the end zone.
Mm,
Like I said, that's what they wanted Josh Allen to be. But you got Philip Rivers. I ain't seen the next Big Ben yet.
I
We
ain't
see
seen him yet either.
not yet. I would say if anything, Patrick kind of scrambles like Ben, that upright run,
Nah.
looking around, but he's got a little finesse on it because he likes to side. But Patrick be making moves. He take a little hits. He be trying to go in.
He
You know.
does. I think it's a little bit more of that like Brett Favre and style where it's he's really
Always
running just
looking
to
ahead,
yeah,
right.
he's not running to run down the field. He's
See,
running to
but
I got some guy chasing me.
If Favre had Mahomes' legs, dude,
Mm,
he'd probably have 3 Super Bowls. Ooh, that'd be nasty. Ooh, Brett
mm.
Vick? If we could have got a Brett Vick, good night.
Man, if he had Mahomes' football IQ, he might be better too.
That too. That's what I'm saying. But
A
shoot,
couple less interceptions at least.
right. I must hey, but at the end of the day, he better than Josh Allen. That's all I know.
Oh yeah, Favre over Allen. Even with all the little dick picture controversies,
Right.
excuse my French there, and ripping off
All those
social
people.
services. Yeah.
Right.
Besides all that negative stuff, it's just the quarterback.
On the field,
Yeah.
right. Him as a quarter, it's what I always say is Michael Jordan about Michael Jordan. Him as a basketball player, he was okay, pretty good. He had to push people down to win. But him as a person, he's a terrible person. He's the only athlete that I don't like on court and off. He's a terrible
Mm,
person, terrible human being. Got his daddy killed for gambling debts, and I'll keep talking about it till they stop me.
yeah.
But it reminds me.
Karl Malone's up there for me too.
Oh,
Yeah.
terrible great top 3 power forward of all time.
Mm.
Terrible person.
I
Disown
won't
your
even.
own children, bro.
Yeah.
Terrible man. That's what I'm saying.
And
These
it's not even just disown your own children. You got a 13-year-old knocked up when you're playing
man,
college basketball. Something
man,
ain't right. Look,
man.
where we in our neighborhood where we came from,
Where
where we came from, you would not have made it to the NBA
I'm
doing
trying to tell
stuff
you.
like that. That's
I'm
all I'm gonna
trying to
say.
tell you.
You would have been taken care of somewhere,
Right.
someplace else,
We
doing
you would
something.
you would have had to what
Man,
we say over here, folks. You would have came across the busy side of the street because there
mm,
ain't no way.
mm.
Not a no, ain't no way.
There ain't no way. God
Ain't
love it,
no way.
Lodi.
Ain't no way.
Ugh.
Good lord.
Mm.
But yeah, terrible people though. But like I said, on sports, on field, on court and stuff like that, major respect for those athletes. But be a better person off field, dude. That's all I'm saying. Be a better person.
Or at least try just a little bit.
Man, pretend it at the very least. You can pretend. Be a baby. Be a fake philanthropist, but still
Right?
philanthropize.
Just a
Like
little
you
bit.
ain't even gotta like it, but just do it. Like
Mm.
at least don't let nobody just know you're just a terrible person. But most people don't care. Listen, whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, side
Well, we
note
got
though.
one more. We got one more game. We kind of gone off the rails here, but we have the Monday
Right.
night
And
football game.
I just had one extra side note to toss on. That's why I said
Oh,
side note
please
before we
do.
got back to it. If anybody out there has a problem with me dogging Josh Allen so bad, just come to me in the comments with the stats and with the support and the statistics to tell me how I'm wrong about anything I've said about this man. Show me any kind of statistic, anything that proves that he's a top 5 quarterback because he's not. Like I say if it's literally up to me and he's probably not even top 10.
He is top 10.
He's in the 10 to 15 range.
No, he's in
Dude.
that 5 to 10 range or 6 to
No,
10,
no,
excuse me.
see, saying that is still too close to the top half of the echelon. He's not there.
He is.
Why
He
though? You
is.
see what I'm saying? You were just saying these things, but
Because
there's
he
nothing
has a
that he's done
decent
to.
he's got a decent arm. He's got plenty of power, decent accuracy. He can run the ball a little bit. I mean, really, I don't think Josh Allen is truly the problem. I think you've got some coaching problems, obviously, and you need more than one person for him to throw the ball to. You just have Stephon Diggs, and you need to give him
They had
a
a slew
second.
full of receivers over the past few years, though. It's not.
There's
It's
some
not just
guys, some
Diggs.
Jags. You got some just the guys. Nobody. You look. You're trying to ask him to do a Pat Mahomes, an elevated team, and that's not what you need to be doing. You
No,
need to
and
be
see,
pulling the Joe Burrow route where you surround him with multiple elite wide receivers.
but they've already done that. That's what I'm saying. Them dudes that they used to have
Uh,
in Buffalo before they had to start getting rid of people because they wanted to pay
Gabe
Von Miller and
Davis,
all these other dudes. Dude,
he
Gabe
was
Davis is
okay.
better than every receiver on our team right now.
Well,
What are we
that's not a
talking about?
that's not a
But that's what I'm saying. You
that's
talk
not a
about doing
bar to
Pat
clear.
Mahomes. Give Pat Mahomes Stephon Diggs. You
Mm.
see what I'm saying? That's where you see the disparity of talent. That's what I'm talking about.
Well, you kind of have Stephon Diggs in Travis Kelsey.
No, you don't. You have the golden Travis Kelsey, but you have no outside threat. I'm talking
You don't.
about give this man Stephon Diggs, and you will see the disparity of talent between the two. Because all the intangibles that we talked about don't make up for this man being retarded. And it don't
Yeah.
make up for him doing bonehead stuff. And a lot of that could be coaching, but a lot of that is instinct. Because you know Sean McDermott's so stupid that he let Josh do what he want to do sometimes out there. And that's the problem because he's not following the plan. He want him
Oh,
to be Patrick Mahomes. That's why he's like, just go out there. You're as good as Pat. You don't you hear what they say about you on ESPN? You the MVP. You the best around. We the
mm.
champions already. Mid season. Like you know they hear all this. So anyway, he's a number 11. He's not top 10 because there's
Oh
plenty
no,
of guys that are better than him. There's plenty of guys that
he's
numbers are
not.
better, and that teams are right now even in better position, even just play
Mm,
wise. Even the intangibles is the only thing that make Josh Allen arguable because he'll all them intangibles and he lose all these games. All them intangibles. Geno Smith ain't never even scared like that. Geno
mm,
Smith will come out here and throw 4 touchdowns, come back and throw 5 picks, 6 fumbles, and lose the game by 30.
mm.
You'll never see that kind of stuff. So, bro, you can't. You can argue it, but I'll take Geno before Josh Allen too, because at least I know Geno gonna go out there and win.
That's a tough one for me. I'd have to see
I
Gino
know
outside of Pete Carroll's system before I made that decision.
that's true, but you see him in his, but you see him in there, and as mediocre
I
of a
do see him
quarterback
in
that they
there, and he
try to
runs.
say that he was, they try to say all that stuff that they said he was. You see what I'm saying?
He's he's a dangerous game manager. He's a dangerous one.
He's a
Yes.
winning game manager.
Yeah,
He's under Alex Smith in that kind of dude. I'm Geno Smith is
he's
good.
kind of, yeah, right about that. I think I would trust Alex Smith a little bit more in the game management position, but man, that is a pretty good, solid comp, like just all around. Because they're both slightly mobile, both can throw the
Yeah.
ball a little bit. You
And
know,
Gino
not
ain't gonna turn it over. If you get the
I,
ball off him, it was meant to happen.
I feel
like
like Gino would is more likely to turn it over than Alex was, though. Like,
well, if we was
but I think he's more likely to throw the ball,
thank you
like
to
take a
make a
risk,
bigger
kind of.
play.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. Like it's kind of a like you hate the interceptions, but you also wish you
Love
would
the
have got just a
60-yard bomb to
little bit
DK.
more. Yeah, just a little bit more of that. You needed a slight more risk taking from
Yeah,
Alex.
because
You know,
Gino plays like Alex Smith played his last season in Kansas City, aggressive, but sure, it'll still get you
Ooh,
4,500 yards at the end
that
of the
last
season.
that last season was savage.
Incredible. That's what I'm saying. I'm taking shots, but I'm still holding this rock together. And I'm gonna get this 4,500 yards, go give me a deal somewhere else, and ride off into the sunset. But Geno
Mm,
Smith, he ain't doing nothing but about to earn him another contract from Seattle. And this one will be
true.
longer, probably a 3 year this time. Because I'm telling you, especially they gonna go to the bowl, man. Especially after he get them to the Super Bowl. If Geno, look, let's talk about this right now. Let's move on to the next game because we just
Oh, we need to get on our Jets pick real quick.
yeah, let's do that. Let's go ahead and do
All right, yeah, because before it cuts us off of our Rumble stream, we get exactly 1 hour of pre-recorded video for them, and that's
that.
going
Oh,
to be
okay,
the
that's
Chargers
right.
versus the Jets, and
And
I
I
think I'm
got the.
the Chargers.
You always pick the Chargers. Win, lose, or draw. That's your team. And they keep losing. I'm going with the Jets. I don't know how many times the Chargers got to keep losing in a row for you not to pick them, but apparently you just like
Hey,
to shoot yourself in the foot.
hey,
So
if it ain't
there's that.
broke, don't. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. If all it takes for them to lose is me to pick them every week, buddy, every week.
Look, well, I need you to throw that
You
energy.
know what I'm
I
saying?
got
Every
right.
week.
I need you to throw that energy on a few teams. Then, if that's the case, good night. Well, hold on. Well, you did pick the Eagles, so that'll work. That'll work. We'll see
Right.
what happens. But all I'm saying is, at the end of the day, we'll see how this playoff picture round up. 'Cause I don't even think the Bills are going to the offs. I think the Jets still got a chance to win the East, especially Miami's about to get what? Miami got 2 losses already or three?
I think
I think they
it's
got
two. It might be
two.
three.
Okay.
I think it's
Well,
two.
either way, they're getting this third L
Might be
this
two.
weekend, regardless. And how many the Jets are what? Maybe one game behind or two, something like that.
I mean,
If
there are a
that,
couple games. It's
it's
open, I
closer than you
guess.
think. It's open.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. The door's open.
Yeah,
That's
and
all
I
I'm
think
saying.
if we do end up running a Sunday show, tune in. If we do another watch party, tune in because we might just be talking playoff picture.
Yeah,
Could
playoff
happen.
implications. I'm thinking if we do one, we can do the Seahawks, or we can do that Cowboys Eagles.
I think it was I think it would be Cowboys Eagles. That was that 4 o'clock game in my
Yeah.
I like the afternoon game. It gives us a chance to get up and get the
Oh,
barbecue going.
well, we up. If you Chiefs fans, we the first game on the slate earlier than usual. So make sure
Man,
you got your alarm set at 8:45. Enough time to wake up, stretch out, get you a drink, smoke you something if you need to, get you a couple of eggs in the belly, whatever you got to do. But it's time, and we need y'all there and ready.
9:30 a.m. kickoff.
Yes,
Mm,
Lord.
Eastern time. Mm,
What's that?
That's 8:30 your time.
Oh yeah.
6:30 California time. 6:30 in
Mhm.
the morning. Glad I
Mhm.
moved to the East Coast.
Man, I would never go west. It's not in my
Mm.
plans. I would never do it.
Yeah,
Anywho,
I've already been there, done that. Anywho,
it's good to visit. Seattle's on my list, though. It's one of the places I want to, not just because of Seahawks. I've always wanted to go to Seattle. It's just I like
Seattle's
the appeal of the city.
it's a beautiful city for the most part.
Yeah, so that's on the next. That's on the list next year. Matter of fact, I might just do an episode from there, from live from Seattle this time. Mister
Hey,
Dude with the
you try to
beard
do that? Let me know.
travels.
We'll go out there together. Look,
Oh yeah.
we'll
Well,
hit
we'll
us.
do a
I
special
got
edition.
kinfolk out there.
Right. Well, we're gonna have to do a special edition, a Seattle edition, bold prediction sports meeting. We're gonna get that in the works here because I want to go. It ain't nothing but a Southwest book, so we can get on
Right,
out there. Yeah,
it was a
let's
pretty
do it.
good flight for me, but
Right. Oh yeah,
I
it's
do need to
time.
make it back out there. So
Oh, we just come home first, and then we just go out there afterwards.
right,
We have to do a
nah,
two-parter.
I'm keeping it
Two-parter.
separate. I'm keeping them separate. I gotta reset after going to Kansas City.
Right. Yeah. Well, anyway, folks, we appreciate y'all coming through, rocking with us, especially Rumble. We love y'all. YouTube, we love y'all. Facebook, holler at us. You know, we out here. Uh, Great week 9 edition. Great commentary, great info. We'll talk about it more as the week progresses here and these other games. We'll give live updates and everything. Mr. KC, you got anything else for the folk?
Hey, Make sure you tune in. We're out here.
Watch these alerts. We're coming.
Every time.